Hey, Dr. Rob Jones here, heydrrob.com. Hey, I get patients all the time complaining of tennis elbow pain. Let me show you my favorite protocols to get rid of it. It's gonna help you get better, not older. So the first thing we have to do with tennis elbow, and a lot of mistakes are made with this where we go right to the soft tissue. Well, there may be a joint restriction in this area. So what we've got to do is we've got to assess how your elbow moves. So I want you to put your hand this way, take your other hand above the elbow, lean back a tiny bit, and then push forward this way. Now, if you feel a huge amount of restriction through here, you've got some elbow restriction. So what I want you to do is push and hold 2 to 3 seconds, and I want you to do that 15 to 20 times until that alleviates. That's step one. Now step two, we have to see if there's a restriction on this side. So what we're gonna do is put the hand that way. We're gonna lock the elbow out with a tricep contraction. Now we're gonna take this hand below that crease there, so it's below your elbow. I'm gonna lean this way. Now I'm gonna push like that. And I'm gonna feel for if there's a stretching sensation here. Now, if there's some stretching sensation, that means the joint is restricted. I'm gonna push and relax. Push and relax, hold each one 2 to 3 seconds. I'm gonna do 15 to 20 reps of that until that loosens up. Now another set of moves I like to do to mobilize the joint for a joint restriction is to use a little bit heavier band. Now I'm gonna anchor it to something stable. I'm gonna take that band and I'm gonna put it above my elbow. I'm gonna put my hand like this. Now I'm gonna lean back and fire my tricep. Now this is gonna be very similar to that mobilization I did pushing this way. That's gonna mobilize the front of the joint. It's gonna work out all those joint restrictions. Now we're gonna hold each one for 2 to 3 seconds. We're gonna do 15 to 20 reps for a couple of sets until that elbow loosens up. So number two, I'm gonna take that same band and I'm actually gonna put it below my elbow joint and we're gonna do that same mobilization. I'm gonna go here. Now instead of pushing like this, the band is actually doing the work. I'm gonna lean forward until I feel a nice stretch through here. That's gonna mobilize the outside of the joint. So I'm gonna go 2 to 3 seconds hold. I'm gonna do 15 to 20 reps for a couple of sets until that elbow loosens up. So now we've addressed those joint restrictions, that elbow should feel nice and loose. So we have to address the soft tissues. Now typically with tennis elbow, we have the supinator here and the extensors here that attach here, irritate the heck out of that attachment site. So what we have to do is we have to eccentrically lengthen that and stretch it to create what we call tissue healing through tissue remodeling. And one of my favorite things to do is just take a flex bar like this. Now, if it's your right arm, what we're gonna do is start like this. We're gonna curl the wrist down like that. We're gonna keep it curled. Now we're gonna bend the bar. And if you can look at my elbow here, I've got a nice stretch on all those structures. I'm gonna keep it in that position, hold it for about 3 to 5 seconds. Now I'm gonna bring it back and restart. So it's a flexed elbow, bring it down while it continues to stay flexed, get a huge stretch out of the back of that elbow there on that tennis elbow, and then repeat that. You want to do 10 to 12 repetitions, hold each one for about 5 seconds, and you can actually do this a couple of times a day. So if you don't have that flex bar, let's just grab a towel. Okay, now we're going to do the exact same movement. Flex the wrist, bend the towel down, keep the wrist flexed. You're getting a nice stretch where that tennis elbow discomfort is. Hold it for 5 seconds. We're going to bring it up. So flex, bend and hold, feel for the stretch, 5-second rest, 10 to 12 reps a couple of times a day. So lastly, all we're gonna do is just take a simple dumbbell. Whatever you can curl very easily is what we're looking for, okay? So I've got a 15-pounder here, and what we wanna do here is wrist curl until we feel the maximum amount of stretch in through that area. So right here, I feel the biggest stretch. Now, I don't wanna load the tissues too much, so I'm gonna pick this up with my other hand, keeping my wrist flexed this way. Now I'm gonna bring it around and I'm gonna search for where the stretch is best. So right there, I've got a nice stretch. I'm gonna hold it, and then I'm gonna assist myself on the way down. I'm gonna feel for that stretch, and I'm gonna lower it down to the start position. So rep to rep, it may be different. You may feel more of a stretch just doing a basic bicep curl, okay? But for me, it's here, come up, rotate a little bit, there's the stretch, hold it and assist it on the way down. And we want to do 5-second holds at the top. We want to go 10, 12, 15 repetitions for a couple of sets, and you can do that a couple times a day. So hopefully you like that content. It's gonna help you get rid of that elbow pain. Now remember, the Hey Dr. Rob app is almost ready. It's almost out. We're gonna get more great information like that into that app. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for really great content like this so you can get better, not older.